Man, I'll tell you one thing. I really was not expecting three men to go up against the Great Khali and take his 24/7 championship, but that's exactly what they did, and Alberto Del Rio was the one who got the win and the championship. And it seems to me that those three, along with one other, have formed a new group, and we'll learn more about them in the weeks and the months to come. But right now we have ourselves a fatal four-way ladder match, and I'll explain the rules when we get to it. But what it is for a shot at the Women's Championship on the next show, which we'll have in a moment. But anyway, let's get on with the participants. Introducing first is a familiar face, and if you don't know who this is, or if you have forgotten, I give you my good friend, and also, the wife of another good friend of mine. My good friend is, the wife, or not the wife, the husband that is also a good friend of mine. His name is Matthew Cole, and he married this lovely, lovely lady, and she is now the wife of Matthew Cole, and she does have a real name, but her ring name is Colette. So Colette is making her return, and she is looking really good, especially after, having brought in a new addition into this world. And if you don't know what I mean, she brought in a new child, or not a new child, her first one. And that's all I have to say about it, but she is back, as is this young lady. Alright. And of course, she has changed her appearance slightly, or actually quite a bit, since the one time that we did see her. And if you don't know who this is, I'll just tell you that it is my good friend Ryocko, based on the YouTuber of the same name. Same thing with Colette as well. I almost forgot to mention that Colette, as well as Ryocko, as you see, are YouTubers. And I'll tell you one thing, she has gotten in really great shape, but also she has gained some experience while we had our difficulties with what happened in, our equipment and our setup getting robbed. And it took us months and a lot of money to get back to where we are, and we are back. And also some generous donations as well. Can't forget that either, but it's great to see Ryocko in a ring again. But now, the next two competitors are new wrestlers. You've never seen them before. You might have heard of them, but you've never seen them. And it is with a great pleasure that I introduce them. Alright. Let me just adjust my setup, or my seat here. And I give you one of my good friends on YouTube, and a YouTuber in her own right. My good friend. For one, she is a lovely young lady. I mean, she's 21 years old, and of course, while she has a lot of skill, I mean, then again, you have to have a lot of, wrestling skills to even make it to the big leagues, which is where she is right now. So obviously, she did pretty well in the minor leagues. In the days and months, and in the days and months that led to this. But my good friend Jenettera, a really good YouTuber, do check her channel out, but she is making her wrestling debut. Like, it's not her very first match, but it's her first match under this company, as it will be for this young lady. Folks, I give you another good friend of mine, as she is strutting her stuff down. She's strutting her stuff as she comes on down, rather, excuse me. Now, you may not recognize her at first because, well, you've never seen her. Well, folks, I give to you a good friend of mine and probably one of the most beautiful ladies, well, besides Jenettera, and besides Colette, and besides Ryocko, one of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen, and probably one of the most skilled that I've seen, especially when we signed her to a contract. I give to you, whoa, wow, look at this, my good friend, ViaVanille. Yes, the same ViaVanille that I had been talking about, as, you know, she has that pink hair, the double ponytail, and then she has the outfit that kind of looks like what Link would wear. Obviously, it's not the same exact one because, well, if it was, you would see everything, but no, it's slightly modified for, you know, the women, or for the young lady, and of course, she has the same boots as, you know, Link, because, you know, she loves Link. In fact, she's a big fan of Link, but that's pretty much all I'll have to say about it. Alright, well, match underway, and there is no time limit on this matchup, and there is no way, you can't win by pinfall, you cannot win by submission. To win the match, well, also, there are no disqualifications, no countouts. In fact, the only way to win the match is to grab a ladder, bring it inside the ring, and put it in the center of the ring, and climb it, and be the first to reach a briefcase, which will give you a shot at the Women's Championship, and it will be on the next show. So, one of these four beautiful ladies, as well as great skilled wrestlers in their own right, and in the ring you have Colette, who is the most experienced of the four, and is the only one to have been the world champion once before. In fact, Ryocko, Jenettera, ViaVanille, they've never been champion before. And for Jenettera and ViaVanille, as they fight on the outside, this is their first match, and for Ryocko, this is only her second match. And now, wait a minute. A powerbomb right to Ryocko. I mean, Ryocko is a pretty big woman herself, but compared to Colette, I mean, well, actually, they're pretty big in their own right, actually, in terms of height. I mean, a float over DDT onto Colette. So, I mean, Ryocko is not only strong, but she is very skilled when it comes to mat-based wrestling. So, for Colette, she has to use her street fighting style in order to combat that of Ryocko. And the other two ladies, they're skilled alright, but they're inexperienced, so that could come back to hurt them. Oh, and then a kick right to the side of the head of Colette. I mean, of course, the only thing that would work against Colette is the fact that she is coming off, you know, giving, or bringing in a child into this world, so obviously, you know, while she has lost the weight, she may be rusty, so that could come to the disadvantage. And wait a minute, ViaVanille has, now she has her hands on the briefcase. If she pulls it down, she will become the winner. Oh, but Jenettera stops her, and that's the objective. You gotta stop your opponent, all while trying to get to the briefcase first. And another thing I forgot to mention is that Vanille as well as Jenettera are good friends in real life. So for them, they realize that they have to put their friendship aside if either one of them is going to have a chance to win this matchup and get a shot at the Women's Championship of the World. So they realize what's at stake, as do Ryocko and Colette. And now Ryocko has the ladder. And now she's going to climb it. As is Colette. Now both women are on the top of the ladder. Now this could determine who gets to it. And down goes Ryocko. And now wait, Colette, what are you doing? Oh my god! And wait, I think she missed. But wow, what a dive by Colette. I mean, that was a very risky move. But, well, Ryocko tried to get up there, but she missed. And then a clothesline right to Colette. So while Colette has the experience, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't even think Colette has ever been in a ladder match. So this could come back to hurt her as well. But then again, for all four women, this is their first match. So we'll see. You know, there's an old saying, something's got to give, and now Jenettera has the ladder, and she uses it on ViaVanille, and that might be the only way to put down ViaVanille, is with that ladder. And it is legal. The ladder is legally used in that. Well, I'll be damned. Jenettera has won. She was quick enough to get to the ladder, go up there, and grab the briefcase, and the winner is Jenettera. I'll tell you one thing, Colette, Ryocko, and ViaVanille missed out on an opportunity that Jenettera cashed in on, and now Jenettera is now one match away from becoming the women's champion of the world, as she has won this match, and she'll be part of that championship matchup that we'll have on the next show entitled Heat, which we will have next time. But until then, she is now a co-number one contender alongside, Trish Stratus. So Jenettera wins, and she didn't even have to pin anybody. She just climbed the ladder to get up there. But of course, I have a feeling it would have been a much different outcome if it was, you know, an actual match where you had to pin or submit somebody. And if it really was the case, then I think Colette would have won with her experience, but we'll never know because this was a ladder match. But stay tuned for the next match. It's going to be huge. So stay tuned.